we need to develop what we have on offense. We're going to have to make some tough decisions. So let's read this again from the Rams Wire. Cameron DeSilva says, this stat comparing the Rams' current offense to 2017 to 2021 is hard to believe. And as you can tell, this is going to be a not fun article just by Sean McVay's face here. So it has not been fun to watch the Rams offense in its current state. It's been a tough year, that's for sure. Without Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson, the receiving core might be the worst in the NFL. I'm not convinced of that, but we'll read on. They're down to their fourth starting quarterback and have started 12 different offensive line groups. And prior to Monday night, they were the only team without a single touchdown scored by a tight end. And I will say this, like, I tried to track how many offensive linemen that we've had. It's too many. It's too many. We have lost so many O linemen this year. Even when Matthew Stafford and Kupp were healthy, this was a bottom tier offense. It really is unlike any offense we've seen in nearly 6 full years under Sean McVay. There are stats to put this season into perspective too. After putting up just 156 total yards against the Packers on Monday night, the Rams now have 2 games with fewer than 200 yards in a game this season. The other was in week 12 against the Chiefs when the Los Angeles Rams had 198 total yards. The Texans are the only other team in the NFL with 2 games of fewer than 200 yards. And that is not a team you want to be compared to. In the previous 5 years combined, the Rams had just 1 game with 200 yards. Week 6 of the 2019 season against the 49ers. That, I believe, was the Nick Mullins game. That was a very frustrating game. That includes playoffs. So it's a total of 91 games from 2017 to 2021. Only 3 teams had fewer sub 200-yard games than the Rams in those 5 years. When you compare the last season to this season, it's also shocking how far the offense has fallen. The Rams gained at least 340 yards in 17 of their 21 total games in 2021. This year, they've had 340 plus yards just once in 14 games, and that was week 6 against the Panthers when they gained 360 yards in a 24-10 win. And to close with this, a regression was always possible this year after dominating offensively in 2021, but no one could have seen this type of season coming. The Rams went from having a top 10 offense to having the second worst offense in football in the span of 1 season. Hopefully, with everyone healthy in 2023, the Rams will bounce back from what's been a dreadful post-Super Bowl campaign. Yeah, so we'll thank you, Cameron DeSilva, again for that. And it really, we talk about the defense a lot, and there's criticisms there for sure. But the reality is, this Rams team has really struggled on offense, and I've said this countless times that it seems like every game there's you can hope for 1, maybe 2 good scoring drives out of the Rams, and that's it, right? And if the Rams are going to continue to struggle to put points on the board, that's a huge concern, right? And in a moment we're gonna preview the Rams Broncos game, but it's so frustrating to see a team that struggles to score 20 points in a game, right? And when McVay came into into the Rams, it was common for them to have 27 to 31 points a game, given depending on the season. And I'm really hoping that McVay and the coaching staff can do a lot of self-scouting, see what guys we need to move on from, see, what schemes we need to move on from, find a better play than a bubble screen on a 3rd and long, please. And like, even just the fact that so many times this year on a 3rd and 7, and we'd hand the ball off on like a shotgun draw. And that's just like kind of giving up in a lot of ways. And that's saying that you don't trust your quarterback play. And a lot of that is Stafford getting injured and O-line concerns. And I get that. But the reality is, ideally, players get healthy and we can, move on and hopefully next season get back to scoring, points on the board, and it not being a struggle to watch, the Rams on offense. But let me know in the comments, what are your frustrations with this offense? What do you think needs to happen? Is it as simple as the Rams getting healthy, or do you think there's more to the story than that?